discipline. Discipline literally is a superpower, because if you're somebody that has the ability to do what you need to do as opposed to what you want to do, you will be successful. Whether or not you want an amazing body, or you want an amazing relationship, or you want to make a shit ton of money, discipline is the thing that's going to get you there. And the beautiful thing is that you can develop it. And today I'm going to share with you some of the tricks and hacks that I have used and learned over the years in order to be extremely disciplined. The other beautiful thing is that you can learn to be better even if right now you're not super great. So the first thing we got to get out of the way is the difference between motivation and discipline, all right? A lot of times it gets confused. Motivation is the desire of wanting to do something. How bad do you want it, right? Discipline is the ability to take action. It is the action part of the equation. And it's the ability to take action even when you're not feeling like it, right? Because you know that you've got a long-term goal. And so you know that, hey, I might not want to do this right now, or I'd rather be out with my boys hanging out, but I have to, because I know that if I don't, I'm not going to reach my goals as fast as I want. The first hack that I had to do in order to basically be more disciplined was get rid of and not hang out with undisciplined people. So we often talk about who you surround yourself with is critical to you being successful. I've often said that if you're around a bunch of losers, you're going to be a loser, chances are. Well, discipline is very similar. If you're around a lot of people that are undisciplined, or they procrastinate, or they're really not motivated in order to do the work that they need to do, well, you're probably not going to be as likely to stay on your journey or path or be disciplined because of their influence. When you witness people being undisciplined, or you're witnessing them do your old behavior, it's very difficult to shake it. It's very difficult to overcome it. Or I should say it's more difficult. But when you align yourself with other people that are aligned in terms of your discipline and your goals, it's a lot easier. It's also uplifting and motivating. The second trick that I've learned to be extremely disciplined is environment. Environment matters. Where you live, your workspace. Case in point, my office. My office is something that has helped me be more disciplined. Why? Because when I come here, I know it's business. It's also something that was very motivating for me, right? When I was basically in my old house and I was sitting there like in a room that was like cluttered, or it was a little bit chaotic, I wasn't able to focus like I am when I actually come to a place that I love. So if you are in an environment, whether or not you're in the wrong city, or you're around people that you shouldn't be around, or your office or your bedroom is chaos and clutter, there's no way you're going to be able to be as disciplined. Your environment matters. Sorry, it's too hot outside. Environment has such a dramatic impact on your ability to basically be disciplined and focused. Something else it does is limiting your distractions. And that's another trick and hack that I would just like to share with you. One of my big ones, and probably yours, is this right here, your cell phone, right? All day, it's next to us. All day, we're picking it up. All day, basically, we have conditioned ourselves to just grab it and look. Even if you're somebody that's like, yo, I'm sitting there, I'm working, right? If it's next to you, right, you're like, just a second, right? I'm just going to check and see what's new on Facebook. It doesn't fucking matter what's new on Facebook. It doesn't matter what's new on Instagram. And so for me, what I've had to do is put my phone in the other room when I'm working. Seriously, when I'm trying to get shit done, I need to get the phone away from me. It's a huge hack that has worked for me because I'm not tempted. I should say I'm tempted, but I don't have it right there. Cell phones are literally like the discipline devil. And so the more you can eliminate it from your environment when you're focusing and working, the better. Something else that I have learned that has helped me in terms of mindset and really focus and clarity have been Neut Tropics. So a few years ago, I was watching some Joe Rogan podcast and I heard about, his nootropic that he was a part of. And so I'm like, let me give this a try. And I tried it. And I didn't love how I felt. It just didn't make me feel good and focused like I was hoping. It just made me feel a little bit funny. And so since then, I've really been doing a lot more research on nootropics because I know that there are things out there that basically can help you in different areas that you may be struggling with, whether or not it's focus, whether or not it's clarity, whether or not it's motivation. And I found the company Thesis. They are today's video sponsor, and they are badass. So for those of you who have no idea what a nootropic is, basically it's a natural compound that helps your brain work better in different areas, right? Well, Thesis is basically like a customized nootropic plan. Basically, the way that it works is you go onto the website and you complete like a 3-minute survey. And the survey is amazing, all right? And what's gonna happen is after that survey, you are gonna get a recommendation for a 1-month supply of nootropics, all right? It's different compounds that work in different ways. And then the whole idea is that you try each one for a week. And then when you're done after the month, you're gonna know basically which one you really loved. If you didn't love them, then you can actually call them up and they've got somebody who can actually coach you through picking the perfect combination. Literally like a nootropic coach, okay? So anyway, about 30 minutes after I take it, I'd start to notice it, right? Some I notice more than others. The one that I absolutely loved was, actually there were two. This one here, Logic, all right? What Logic basically helped me with, I felt, was my memory. When I was taking this, I could recall like super quick. One of the things that's happened for me is as I've either gotten older or whatever, I've gotten a little bit more like, not forgetful, but I had a difficult time kind of like quickly like recalling things that I should know, right? This stuff, amazing. It pretty much made me feel like it almost made me feel like I had like a super memory. It was incredible. Another one that I have that I absolutely love is this right here. It's motivation. It's hard to actually like describe this stuff, but basically when I'm working, it makes me like able to think better and more clearly when I'm doing like difficult things, right? When I'm really like trying to get dialed in, boom, I will take motivation, like 30 minutes, guys, you're like locked in and feeling incredible. There are other ones though that I've tried that I've also liked. I just don't think I'm gonna basically use them on a daily basis. Guys, I want you to do something for you. The stuff is amazing. Neut Tropics, the research is out and it is shown to be effective. You just need to find and dial in the right combination. And that's what Thesis is all about. Guys, if you're ready to check out Thesis, I've got a special link down below. If you go through my link, take the quiz. It's a 3-minute quiz and it's awesome. And it's basically gonna customize a starter kit for you. And then if you use my discount code, you're actually gonna get $60 off your first kit, which is incredible, guys. Hit the link down below. Do not wait. Thesis is amazing. It's a huge no-brainer. Actually, it's a big brainer. See what I did there? The next thing that's helped me basically be more disciplined is realizing the price of procrastination. When you put something off, when you wait or when you think about, I'll do it later, there's a price to it. For me, the price is huge because when I don't actually just sit down and do what I need or I should be doing, I think about it. It ends up taking away a lot of the fun from the thing that I'm doing that I shouldn't be doing, that I want to be doing, but I really shouldn't be doing it because I'm thinking about the thing that I should have been doing. Does that make sense? It's about doing the things that you have to do now so that you can enjoy yourself later. And I'm not saying like 10 years later, I'm saying no, not at all. You've got to schedule downtime, which is something else that I have learned is critical for me. When you hear a lot about these hustle culture people, right, where they're like, you got to grind it out, you feel guilty if you're not working. For me, I'm not as productive and I'm not as mentally sharp or strong if I don't allow my brain to actually rest. And so rest and relaxation and fun is part of the equation. Scheduling downtime, scheduling time for you to not think and not be disciplined is discipline in and of itself. The next trick to be more disciplined for me was to focus on the process as opposed to the end result. It's good to have a North Star and it's great to know like what you're working for and have a solid why, like why you're doing it. But enjoying and embracing and basically being present in the process. That's the thing that I have learned to love, honestly. And I know it sounds weird. It's not that it's not work. It's not that I wouldn't probably enjoy like being on a boat right now better than sitting in a hot office in Georgia filming a video, but I do what I love to do, which is create and build. Now, they often say that if you find something you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life, and that's bullshit, right? It's work. It's always gonna be work. But there's a difference between working for something that you enjoy and being disciplined doing that and something that you hate. Life is too short to do something you hate 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. It also probably helps that I'm a pretty boring person, which is the next thing that I've learned helps me be more disciplined. I'm not super exciting. I don't go out to a bunch of places. I don't go out to eat all the time. I like to work. I also enjoy having a very rigid, structured schedule, which is something else that will benefit you. If you don't have a schedule, if you don't know when you're doing what, you're gonna be a little bit more like all over the place. But for me, for the past literally 15 years, I have done the same thing Monday through Friday. And typically I've eaten the same thing. I go to the gym at the same time. I work out, I do the same thing. I'm boring. But honestly, being boring is a choice. It's also a mindset. And I do it because it helps me be more disciplined. It also is enjoyable. And that's one of the other things. Once you do something long enough and adopt and embrace a new habit, even if it's hard and you have to work at being disciplined to do it, over time it becomes enjoyable and it becomes part of you. And if you don't do it, you're frantic, you're all over the place and you don't feel complete. And once you reach that point, like game over, you win. It's not hard to be disciplined. But the beautiful thing is that when you do more hard shit, you will be more disciplined. The fact is, you got to start challenging yourself more. And there was this podcast that I was listening to with David Goggins and Andrew Huberman talking about this cortex in your brain that basically is built and gets bigger when you do hard shit. Technically, it's called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, all right? Basically, there's been a bunch of research, and this stuff is like super cutting edge and amazing. Basically, you got these like two areas of your brain that when you do hard shit, they actually get bigger. They are bigger in people that feel they've been through struggles or in athletes. Why athletes? Because athletes knowingly put themselves in difficult positions every single day. It's the whole reason why cold showers or cold plunges have become such a thing. When you knowingly challenge what is comfortable, it makes you stronger and it builds discipline. It also apparently builds this weird little cortex that's awesome, and it's also going to help you be more motivated. And that's one of the things that a lot of the research is coming out, that the more hard shit you do as a human, the bigger that this like mid-century cortex gets, and that by getting bigger is going to in turn make you more hungry and more apt to do things. I need to stop trying to explain anything scientifically. The one thing I can tell you is that when you challenge yourself, it builds strength, it builds character, and it makes you more disciplined and focused. It's just a byproduct. It's nature, is what I'm trying to tell you. And the other thing you need to think about is look at all the successful people, successful in anything, right? Whether or not it's bodybuilding, whether or not it's business, whether or not it's family, what do these people all have in common? It's not crazy genetics. It's not crazy, motivation. It's their desire and their ability to be disciplined. It's the discipline that's the missing component. If you're disciplined and you choose to take action for something that you want, you will be successful. These are some hacks and tricks that I've used over the years to be extremely disciplined.